All right. Okay, it's recording. Okay, hi, Catherine.
Hey, Brianne.
Okay, so after I told you about all the monuments on the tour, what was the thing that struck you the most about Silent Sam?
Well, I've always thought of Silent Sam as being a very important monument here at UNC, but I never thought of it as being the first monument you see and being something that welcomes you here. And so when you told me that, it made me think about how uncomfortable some people might feel when they come to this university and a Confederate soldier is welcoming them. So it's something that we might want to think about as a university.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to edit all the other stuff out.
Yeah.
What about the Unsung Heroes Monument? How did that make you feel when I told you about all the different aspects of that monument and how kind of untold some of those stories are?
Well, to be honest, when I was walking through the quad the other day and I saw it and I thought it was kind of a really interesting piece of artwork. However, when you told me that some of the faces and bodies were worn down of the people we were honoring, it kind of makes it questionable, is this piece really honoring them, or is it, we're just using it as a table and chairs? And so I think the story needs to be told about why it's there, because it's definitely controversial.
Right. Okay, what about the Caldwell Monument, the one that's really big in the middle of the quad or the North Quad?
I never even knew what it was for, and I think it's really creepy that people are buried under there, but it kind of looks like a little mini Washington Monument. But also with that, I think it kind of goes along with the fact that, we're trying to honor these people with, the previous monument who helped build our university, and then we're honoring someone who may not have been, as really respectable of a person.
Good. Okay. Well, what about the cemetery? How did it make you feel to know that it was segregated even today, and that some of the blacks didn't even have headstones or tombstones?
Honestly, it didn't really surprise me. I've known a lot of cemeteries even today to still be segregated. I really think something should be done, to maybe clean it up and, put some flowers and grass and, maybe even some, better markings, but it definitely didn't surprise me.
Okay, good. Well, thanks, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Okay. Hi, Caroline.
Hi.
Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you is how you felt about learning about Silent Sam and how he kind of welcomes us into the university from Franklin Street.
Gotcha. I think that could be kind of awkward for some people, especially African Americans, but I guess what we need to remember too is that it's one of those Southern history type things that was put up a long, long time ago. And also, it doesn't speak directly to slavery because it was more about secession from the Union, but anyway, I think it could be controversial for some students visiting.
Can make them a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what about the Unsung Heroes, the table?
Yeah, that, even before you told me about it, bothered me. Because memorials, it's kind of awkward when they're so interactive and people are using it, sitting on it, putting their feet on the faces, wearing it down. And I've always felt uncomfortable about it, something about it, even before you educated me on it formally.
And then when you found out that it was actually those were supposed to be the slaves that kind of built our university, did it make it more shocking to you?
I knew that they were slaves, and I guess I never really thought about they were the ones that built our university and worked at our university and everything. But yeah, it kind of shocked me that when did you say it was 2000?
It was 2002, so it was only...
people should have thought about that. I mean, that was kind of recent, so...
Okay, well, what about the Caldwell Monument, the grave that's in the middle of the...
Yeah, I feel the same way I feel about Silent Sam with that one, because on the one hand, it's, the first president of the university. Obviously, we needed some type of tribute to him, but maybe not one that's in our main quad, that's right there that people are passing by every day. If he's as immorally sound as I learned today.
It makes you wonder what we're necessarily honoring. Are we honoring his actions, or are we just honoring
Right.
his like leadership in the university?
Right, and I'm hoping it's for the leadership. So.
Right. Okay, well, when I told you that the graveyard was segregated even today, how did that make you feel?
I mean, I feel like you said there's still stones on the African American side, but there's
Yes.
the
Yeah.
official, grave markers on
Right.
the white side. I think that could have been fixed like a while ago.
Right.
There's not too much you can do when people are already in the ground.
Right.
Integrating them, you don't want to mess with that. But I think that we could have done a much better job rectifying the rocks that are marking them instead of tombstones.
I mean, do you think that it would be worth it to like educate people who are maybe thinking about coming to this university when you're giving them a tour of the campus, like about what the modern day views about slavery are on this campus versus like what some of our monuments might speak to? Or do you think it's worth it to just kind of keep it hush-hush and not really tell them what's going on with those monuments?
Yeah, I think to keep it hush-hush because now, there's a huge African-American culture on campus. Nobody seems to be, or as far as what I've heard at least, nobody seems to be really upset by it. And I wouldn't want to ruffle feathers either. So just kind of saying that it speaks to history and then forgetting about it and not going into depth. I mean, hopefully they wouldn't notice and get their feelings hurt. I don't know. I think that they have fabulous opportunities on campus, and that may not be on their radar, hopefully.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for doing this.
Yep.